Welcome to Colombia! Welcome, wonderful people all over the world. My name is Frank and I run a travel agency in Bogota, Colombia. Today we are in San Agustín in the south of Colombia in the Archaeological Park. Actually, those are 3 parks. And we are in one of them, and today in this video we will show you everything you need to know to visit this destination. I hope you enjoy. The San Agustín Archaeological Park is located in the upper basin of the Magdalena River between the municipalities of Isnos and San Agustín. According to the mythology of the indigenous sculptors in South America, the largest set of religious monuments and statues carved in stone can be found in this region. It was founded in 1935. In it are found indigenous sites, an archaeological vestige of a sculptor and artist town that represent what once was the Augustinian culture. The origin of this culture dates from the year 3300 before Christus, a discovery that was made based on studies carried out with carbon-14 and organic remains found in the park. These sculptures are tributes to the funeral rites of the ancient inhabitants of the region, who deeply believed in life after death and worshipped numerous gods, including some animals and elements of nature. Another aspect that makes the adventure in this park even more exciting is that you will be able to find the traces of a culture that used to work with stone, as well as elements such as ceramics, wood, and goldsmithing. The few gold accessories found in the park are in the Gold Museum in Bogota. Several statues are in the same place in which they were found, facing towards the east. Some are characterized by engravings similar to ceremonial masks that mix human and animal features. These sculptures are engraved only frontally, on flat surfaces and without side carvings. Hey Colombia traveler! Do not miss out on the great additional information we always provide below in the description sections of all our videos. Now back to the video. The first to write down a description of the archaeological site of San Agustín was the Franciscan missionary Fray Juan de Santa Gertrudis, who arrived in America in 755. The Italian engineer and geographer Agustin was in charge of leading the Choreographic Commission in 1850, a project to carry out a geographical description of Nueva Granada. Codazzi arrived in San Agustín in the company of the cartoonist Manuel Maria Paz, who made the first pictographic copies of the sculptures, and they published them in 1857. Between 1913 and 1914, the German archaeologist Konrad Theodor Preuss visited the area as a representative of the American section of the Anthropological Museum in Berlin. He was the first to take pictures of the Augustinian sculptures and the first to identify the mounds that had been looted and removed from their original state. Konrad Preuss managed to photograph a total of 120 statues. In 1936, the ethnologist and indigenist Gregory Hernandez de Alba, considered one of the fathers of archaeology and anthropology in Colombia, began excavations in the area. As a result of his research, he published a book entitled The Archaeological Culture of San Agustín, which is considered one of the fundamental works of Colombian archaeology. There are the following periodizations based on the antiquity of the findings. Archaic stage. It corresponds to a period from approximately 3000 before Christus until 1000 before Christus. A stove from a pre-ceramic cultures dates from that period. Superior formative period from 1000 before Christmas to the year 300. During this period, there are foundings that show the introduction of pottery and agriculture. Superior period from 200 before Christmas to the year 300. Regional Classic period. The construction of the funerary mounds, the statuary and the wooden sarcophagi correspond to this period, which goes from 300 to 800. Recent period from 800 until the Spanish conquest, period in which the last realistic looking statues are built and peanuts are cultivated. It is the period of decline and disappearance of the culture that built the statues. The park is made up of 4 tables: an archaeological museum, the Papatas Fountain, and the forest statues. In this park, made up of 78 hectares, you will also find the Luis Duque Gomez House Museum, in honor of the Colombian archaeologist and academic, and in which you can appreciate a varied collection of archaeological objects from the Agustinian culture. The Papatas Fountain was discovered in 1937 by the archaeologist José Pérez and Gregorio Hernández. It is a system of channels on stones carved with human, amphibian, and reptile figures. The approximate dating of the site corresponds to a period between the 1st and 9th centuries. You also can take a walk through the Forest of Statues, where you will see 35 sculptures made of stone in different degrees of elaboration. You can find them located on the park grounds. You also can go through the ecological trails that pass besides the imposing Strait of Magdalena towards the three properties of the park: San Agustín, Alto de los Ídolos, and Alto de las Piedras. In 1995, it was declared a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO.